Hey pumpkin people, Mr. October here, and today we're going to be talking about planning for the Halloween season and why you should be getting started right now.
What, now?
Yes, right now, even in July, because even though Halloween seems really far away right now, it's closer than you think. And trust me, if you're not prepared, it can sneak up on you and you're going to end up missing out on all the fun and good times that come with spooky season. So today I'm going to share with you 7 tips on how you can start preparing for the Halloween season right now so you can make sure you make the most of the entire month of October. And stick around to the end because the last tip happens to be my favorite and most important tip. So let's get started with tip number 1. First, let's talk about budgeting and planning. Halloween can get expensive, and setting up a budget now can save you a lot of stress later, and it can actually probably save you a lot of money too. So start by figuring out what your total budget's going to be, and then start allocating how much you're going to spend in different categories like costumes, treats, decor, parties, things like that. And then get yourself some sort of budget. You can go old school and get a planner, or you can do like I do and have a spreadsheet where everything's laid out for you. So start by having separate sections in your budget for each category, and then keep track of all that you're spending as you go. That way, you'll see exactly how much you're spending, and you can start figuring out what the most important things are that you want to buy and that you need to buy. And then at the end, if you have extra money, you can buy that nice big piece of decor that you've been eyeing since July. This isn't fun. I don't like to budget. I'm sure you don't like to either, but trust me on this, it's way better than blowing all your money on some big 12-foot skeleton and then not having any money for anything else. Not that I haven't done that multiple times, I'm telling you from experience. Setting a budget and planning is very important. Let's move on to step number 2. Next, let's talk about planning your Halloween decorations. I love this part. It gets me so excited for spooky season. It puts me right in the spirit because I love talking about Halloween decorations. And it's actually so helpful if you start planning your decor now because it's gonna guide your entire decoration process from start to finish. It's gonna make everything look more cohesive, and it's probably gonna save you a lot of money in the long run because it's gonna help you guide your purchasing decisions as well. So what I typically do is figure out what theme I want to do. Maybe I have a theme for the entire house and yard, or maybe I'm doing something specific in each room. The possibilities are endless. But what I'll do after I figure out the theme is I'll go through the Halloween decor that I have now and start doing my planning. I'll make a rough sketch of all the different things I want to do around the yard. And again, it'll help me figure out what I need to buy, what I don't need to buy, and it'll help the whole process go so much smoother when it's actually time to decorate. And if you're a DIY person, now is a great time to start working on all your projects, getting everything together so that everything's ready to go by the time October starts. Please let me know what theme you're gonna decorate your house. I would love to read some comments and find out what your plans are for decorating. Let me know in the comments, I'd love to hear it. Let's move on to tip number 3. Now let's talk about Halloween costume preparation. Now is a perfect time to start thinking about what you want to be for Halloween, or what your kids want to be for Halloween, or talking to your friends and figuring out any group costume ideas that you have. Now is a perfect time to start looking at what's hot or trending or popular so that you aren't one of the last people to get that specific costume you want. Or if you're making your own costume, now's the perfect time to get started with all the sewing and assembling, or going to thrift stores, trying to find those last little pieces. Trust me on this, the last thing you want to do is be rolling into Spirit Halloween on October 30th and trying to go through the aisles and trying to find that one specific thing and not being able to find it, or spending way too much money. Trust me, I've done that so many times that I start planning my costumes like in March. Before we get to tip number 4, I just want to say, if you're the type of person that's already planning for spooky season, you're in the right place. Subscribe to this channel, and if you're enjoying the video, give this video a like. We do a lot of fun things here. Decor hunts, decorating tips, spooky snacks, DIY projects. We cover it all, and I would love to have you guys with us. Let's move on to tip number 4, and that's going to be planning your Halloween activities and events. Whether it's a party that you're hosting, a movie marathon with friends, going to a local event, there's so many activities and events that happen throughout the whole month of October, and planning ahead is going to give you so many options later. So start figuring out your guest list, start figuring out your theme or your movie list, or buy the tickets for that event that you know is going to be very popular and that you want to make sure you get a ticket for. Again, there's so many fun things that go on throughout a whole month of October in your community and in my community, and you don't want to miss out on any of it. So start your planning now and you will thank yourself later for that. Let's move on to number 5. Next, we're going to be talking about trick-or-treat preparations, specifically Halloween candy. Halloween candy is way more expensive than most people think, and you always need way more than you think. So buying early and buying in bulk during summer sales can save you so much stress and money later on. So what I typically do is I buy a bag or two every month starting around in June, so that by the time October comes, I have all the Halloween candy that I need. Just make sure you store it somewhere nice and safe, airtight container, out of direct sunlight, inside the house obviously, so no chocolate melts. Just make sure that you hide it from yourself, because summer is long and self-control can be hard. But trust me on this, you're gonna wanna do it, because I cannot tell you how many times in the past I've just completely forgotten about Halloween candy and it becomes an afterthought. And then I end up rolling into Walmart on the morning of Halloween and buying a ton of candy that I don't even like at crazy prices just because I didn't plan ahead. So make sure you have all that trick-or-treat candy ready to go. Speaking of trick-or-treating, this is also a good time to start thinking about your safety concerns when it comes to trick-or-treating. So get that reflective tape or flashlights or anything to make sure that your Halloween is spooky, but still safe. Let's move on to the next tip. For tip number 6, we're gonna stay on that tasty Halloween treat vibe. Now is a great time to start thinking about all those baking recipes, all those cooking recipes, mocktails, cocktails, whatever you have planned. Now's a good time to start testing them out. There's a ton of recipes online, but not all of them are great, and some of them might need to be adjusted or changed to fit your needs. So now is a good time to start testing them out on yourself or on your kids and seeing what needs to be adjusted. It's also a good time to start coming up with a menu and all the ingredients you need so that you're organized and not running around like a crazy person the day of your event trying to figure out what all you need to make that perfect spooky drink or that perfect Halloween cookie. So start your planning now. And here's another good thing. It gives you a good excuse to eat a pumpkin muffin or Halloween cookie in July, you know, for research purposes, of course. But this is a great time to start working on that. By the way, we do some spooky snack videos here. We already have one video up, so check that out. I'll link it in the description. We'd love to see your guys' thoughts on it, and we got more coming for you. So again, subscribe to the channel for more spooky snack ideas. Let's move on to the next tip. Tip number 7 is start creating your Halloween playlists or movie lists now. What's Halloween without spooky music or great movies? You know, whether you're having a party or just a movie night, having a list of songs and movies can help you out so much, and it's a lot of fun to create those lists. A few years ago, my wife and I compiled a list of all the different streaming services and what movies they had, and we set a goal to watch all these scary movies the whole month of October, and it was so much fun. It's a great thing to plan to get you in the spirit, and Halloween movies and music make up so much of what this season is about. So getting started with that early can be a fun way to get in the spirit, and it's gonna make your Halloween season even more fun when the time comes. And now we're gonna move on to our last tip. So I know I said I was gonna give you 7 tips, but I wanted to give you a bonus one because it's so important to me, and in fact, I think it's the most important one of all. And that's coming up with a Halloween bucket list. Write down all the things that you wanna do throughout the month of October. All the things that you want to experience, all the activities that you want to do. Make a big list that you can check off as you go. I wait all year long for spooky season, and there always seems to be things that I don't get to that I really wanted to do. So writing down a list of all those things allows you to really make the most of your October. And that's what this whole list was about, making sure that you can have the best Halloween that you can have without any of the stress about money or planning or all these things that you didn't get to. If you start doing those things now, it allows you to really enjoy the season the way you're supposed to. So I hope that you can use these tips. I hope they make your spooky season a little bit better, and I hope it makes your summer just a little bit more spooky, which I definitely like. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please leave a comment if you have any tips, any things that you do to prepare for Halloween season. I would love to know, because I'm all about planning. So please leave a comment and let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We will see you on the next video. And as always, stay spooky.